Thank you all for stopping by and welcome to A Look Back. I'm Mike, and we're going to take a look back at the career of one of the most influential men in the business of professional wrestling, the Great Muta. When you think of Muta, you immediately think of rivalries with Sting, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Tenryu, Jushin Thunder Liger, and many more. Muta's career spanned many promotions from Pro Wrestling Noah, All Japan, New Japan, NWA, WCW, and the WWC. He was trained by Antonio Inoki, Hiro Matsuda, and Koteushi Yamamoto. He was managed in the NWA by Gary Hart and billed as the son of another Hart associate, the legendary Great Kabuki. He was the All Japan Triple Count Heavyweight Champion, New Japan's IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and Noah's GHC Heavyweight Champion. He was the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion and the Wrestle One Champion, making him a 10-time World Champion. He was also the NWA World Television Champion. He was a 13-time World Tag Team Champion with 5 AWJP World Tag Team Champions, 6 IWGP Tag Team Championships, 1 GHC Tag Team Championship, and 1 WCW World Tag Team Championship. In total, he held over 32 championships, his career spanning over 34 years in wrestling. Muta announced in 2023 this would be his final year as an active wrestler and just finished his final match as the Great Muta, teaming with his longtime rival Sting and Darby Allin in a win over Hakushi, Akira, and Nomaichi Marufuji. We're going to look back at a match from early in Muta's career in 1989 in WCW Worldwide as he faced another familiar face in wrestling fans, the late, great Scott Hall. We, of course, know Scott from his careers in AWA, WWF, and WWE, WCW, and TNA. All right, everybody, so here's how it's going to work. As usual, I'll count back from 3 to 1. When I say push play now, on the word now, push play. Normally, I would do the commentary, but in this case, we've got Jim Ross and Michael Hayes doing commentary, and I just want to hear how JR calls a match, especially with Muta, so let's go to it in 3, 2, 1. Push play now. And there you see Jim Ross and Michael Hayes. They were really pushing Muta during that time as an undefeated wrestler.
He's a big guy, but Muta's undefeated, and I expect he'll stay that way.
And gentlemen, this is your television main event. Introducing from Orlando.
There you see Scott Hall.
Scott Hall.
Definitely wasn't the Scott Hall we were later accustomed to seeing. He really changed his look to a great degree.
The Pearl of the Orient. From the land
There you see Muta accompanied by Gary Hart.
Gary Hart presents the Great Muta.
Gary Hart had a great career in WCCW and WCW.
In Fort Worth, Texas, promoter Tim Willis put together a great card in Fort Worth. It's at next to Billy Bob at the Cowtown Coliseum. And this Monday night will be in Lubbock, Texas. And this Tuesday night, the Great American Bash will stop in the Amarillo Civic Center. This Sunday night in Fort Worth, Monday night in Lubbock, Tuesday night in Amarillo, and this coming Friday night, a super event. It's the Great American Bash in Dayton, Ohio. I'm looking forward to going back to Texas, and I'm looking forward to this main event. Muta's undefeated, and you know, a lot of you other announcers who don't study the backgrounds of wrestlers as in-depth as I do, don't mention the fact, beautiful.
There you see the green mist.
The martial arts background. What's that spray have to do with anything as far as wrestling? What's it to you? Well, you're the expert. You're the damn historian. That's right. And the history of this man is jiu-jitsu, kung fu, taekwondo, everyone he's a master at. And that's something that Sting has got to deal with.
Sting, G, not K.
Sting.
Scott Hall, 6'6", 265. Outstanding young competitor.
Yes, he is.
Stepping into the big leagues here in the NWA, and can he stop the unbeaten streak here on this main event? It's Scott Hall's very first main event here on Superstation TBS.
Go behind, nice reversal by Scott Hall. Back to an arm twist. And a
Referee's Nick Patrick in this match.
Good move. If I was Hall, I would mainly think about trying to keep a hold on Muta and keep his aerial attack on the ground.
We're going to be talking to Gary Hart sometime in the hour, hopefully after this contest.
Muta was so fluid with his moves. That arm drag and the reverse.
Went for the arm drag takeover. Hall, though, held on very tightly, and it proved to be an advantage move for him, but Muta broke out of this. Both men are very easygoing right now, feeling each other out. Hall, if you'll notice, it's hard to see from this far away. His eyes have been on Muta's feet the whole time. And I got a feeling he'll be seeing a little bit closer view of him before long.
Perhaps you're right. Full Nelson there applied by the Great Muta.
Good power out by Hall. I don't understand the strategy so far where Muta's trying to out-wrestle him power for power. I don't believe he'll get far that way. But another nice reversal by the Pearl of the Orient.
He's got the wrist lock on. Don't forget, fans, to join Paulie Dangerously and I tomorrow night.
Muta was so fast in his career, even later on, his speed never really diminished.
In the hour will be the fabulous Freebird.
There you see Gary Hart.
And Dr. Death in a six-man tag team war. I understand it was your all's challenge. You wanted the match, which I found surprising.
Why surprising? We never back down from a
A
fight.
match this big, with this many great stars, this close to the big spectacular in Baltimore. I guess I have to tip my hat to you. This does go to your credit.
Good move there. A clean break by Muta, then he did the flying spin kick, and now he's letting loose. There's those Japanese chops. Jim Ross, if there's a TV camera around, the Freebirds will be on there to show their stuff.
Don't forget, fans, 1 week from tonight, the Great American Bash will stop in Philadelphia at the Civic Center.
And that's where the Midnight Express is going to stop, too.
And 1 week from tomorrow afternoon, the big one. They call it the granddaddy of them all. This is one wrestling event that you just see one a year. See the Great American Bash from Baltimore on pay-per-view television. Call your local cable company. I suggest you do it this Monday morning. Make your plans. A lot of people are going to have bash parties. A lot of friends over.
Good move there, and he hurt Muta.
Nice move there by Scott Hall. And Muta out there conversing with Uncle Fester.
What do you mean, Uncle Fester? That is an evil genius. That is a man that deserves respect and commands it, Gary Hart. You know, in just a few weeks, we're going to be looking at probably a new world heavyweight champion. We're going to be looking at Muta as the new world television champion. A lot of changing of the guard is going to be happening on the 23rd.
We got a capacity crowd here at the Cobb County Convention Center. And the Great Muta now, after receiving the instructions of Gary Hart, does a look at this phenomenal crowd. We'll see how much the strategy works here.
There's always big crowds when the Freebirds are around, man. Not just the Freebirds, just the NWA period. You should know that by now.
Muta going downstairs and it up on the good-looking youngster from Orlando, Florida. Snapmare takes him over.
Good reverse chin lock. And you notice so far, what are we, 4 or 5 minutes into this match and not one cover. Nobody's gone for a pin yet. They're both very tentative of each other's experiences and abilities.
I know Sting is really looking forward to this contest. Will he be the guy that can stop the unbeaten streak, or will it be young Scott Hall here on the main event?
Whether Scott Hall does it or not, I don't believe Sting can. There's our first one. Close, 2 count.
A near fall. We don't see midair. That's a big thrust kick, that reverse kick by the Great Muta.
Muta's kicks were so dangerous.
You think you got things going your way with him, he comes out of nowhere with it. It's just a handspring. No. Good reversal followed by a clothesline. I think Muta was going to go for his same handspring.
Oh, the nice thrust kick. The big man got up in the air there. He's 6'6",
Yes, he did.
65. Shows great agility and great athletic ability. Clothesline, knocking Muta out to the floor. And
This-
Scott Hall is looking terrific.
Scott Hall was, by this time, he was already an AWA World Tag Team Champion with Kurt Hennig. He had a pretty storied career by this point. And, he wasn't really a rookie.
Well, that's what he gets.
And he got the mist in the eye from Muta, that red mist.
He's taking the tape off.
That's right.
How can he?
Let's
He's
go for the
flagging
goose.
something. Hall can't even see. His face is covered with a red stripe. He's sprayed green in the first of the match and now red. This is uncanny.
And Gary Hart's got the referee detained as Muta choked Scott Hall.
Muta had to defend himself.
He's trying to choke the air out of him. Working on the oxygen there. Choking him viciously. Look on, he right to the throat. It was right to the throat, my boy. 1, 2, and 3 minutes.
And that was it for Scott Hall. Great Muta the winner. There'll be an interview after this. I'm sure Gary Hart will have something to say.
Scott Hall had it going his way, and then Muta sprayed him with the red
think things might be going your way, they're not with the Pearl of the Orient. Because your world television title, boy, is fixing to come right off that weight to yours. Gary, please come over. I am so amazed, and I am so thankful that I was here to witness this live. That Scott Hall went out and gave him a heck of a match.
I wanted everybody to know, preparing for Baltimore and the Stinger, this man is not only a martial arts expert, he knows how to wrestle. So whatever you want to try, Sting, if you want to go catch as catch can, if you want to go street fight, or if you want to get down and dirty, ain't nobody can do it like the son of the Kabuki. Now the National Wrestling Alliance has saw fit to put none other than Eddie Gilbert in the corner. No. Because you know why? You think you're gonna stop a belt from switching hands in Baltimore. Well, let me tell you something, Gilbert. Let me tell you something, Sting. And let me tell you something, NWA, and that includes you, sucker. Ain't nobody gonna prevent what's gonna happen on the 23rd in Baltimore, nationwide.
Wait a minute, wait, I've heard that tone in your voice before, Gary.
Two things, Michael, are gonna happen. Number one, Sting, you're gonna lose, and you're gonna lose real quick. Second, Flair, all these people screaming for you, Ricky, they can't go fight Terry Funk for you. And before I leave, Muta has a message for you, Sting. I guess that says it all, doesn't
I guess it does. Thank you so much for coming and joining me on my show. Congratulations on a great victory.
Yeah, go out playing traffic. Bye.
Boy, when I hear that tone in his voice, I think I know what he's up to. Goodbye, Stink.
Fans, we'll be right back. Don't you go.
Well, what a match. You know, Scott Hall, like I said, he wasn't a rookie at that point. He had already been in the AWA, was AWA World Tag Team Champion with Kurt Hennig. A couple of years later, he would come back to WCW as a Diamond Stud before leaving to go to the WWF as Razor Ramon, and then returning as Scott Hall in 1996 with Kevin Nash, starting the New World Order of professional wrestling. I do want to thank everybody for joining me for this watch along and to look back at the career of the Great Muta. Also want to talk about on February the 11th from Time Warp, they will be presenting Kane at their Ashland Mall location. You can come out for a meet and greet with Kane. Also on February the 11th, ASW West Virginia will be having its My Bloody Valentine show. On hand will be Buff Bagwell, Heath Slater, Arn, and Brock Anderson for a meet and greet. On March 11th at the OUC Shoemaker Center in Chillicothe, Ohio, World Classic Professional Big Time Wrestling will have their Glory Days Bash, the Reunion 2. Those on hand will include Mr. Hughes, Bill Apter, Dan the Beast Severin, Bobby and Jackie Fulton, Shark Boy, Sabu, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, Ron Simmons, Too Cold Scorpio, Brian Knobs and Jerry Saggs, Henry O. Godwin, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Shane Douglas, Enzo, Axe and Smash, The Demolition, Nikita Koloff, The Honky Tonk Man, Brother Devon, Rob Van Dam, Kerry Morton, Ricky Morton, and Robert Gibson. Also, Carlito, Bobby Blaze, Rip Rogers, Scott Romer, Arn and Brock Anderson will be there too, and Rhino. Just announced the other day, in attendance for this event will be Sting, the Icon, on hand for a meet and greet. So come to Chillicothe, the OUC Shoemaker Center, for a meet and greet with World Classic Professional Big Time Wrestling. On May 6th, Time Warp will be having their Bluegrass Wrestling Convention number 4 at the Boyd County Community Center in Catlettsburg, Kentucky. On hand for that will be Tito Santana, Jerry the King Lawler, Kurt Angle, Ted the Million Dollar Man DiBiase, IRS, us 80s kids still call him Mike Rotunda, the living legend Larry Zbyszko, Jimmy the Mouth of the South Heart, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Barry Horowitz. Also there will be Bobby Blaze to sign autographs and meet and greet the fans. On May 14th at the Ashland Mall, Time Warp will have Mick Foley on hand to sign autographs and take pictures with fans. Whether he was Cactus Jack, Dude Love, Mankind, or just Mick Foley, his matches were legendary, so come out and meet Mick Foley there. Just announced the other day, on August 26th, the Pikeville Toy and Comic Convention will take place. I'm sure going into that, there will be some great names announced for that event as well. I again want to thank everybody for joining me. We have a great time doing these. Again, follow me on YouTube, the YouTube channel. On Facebook, we're at A Look Back with Mike. We have made a few tweaks and we're trying to streamline a few things. The Twitter handle has actually changed to albwMike. So you'll see that changing. Hopefully soon the Facebook page will change as well. But again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in this evening. Until next time, I want to say once again, you all are the reason that I do this. I couldn't without you. Have a great evening and so long from the Bluegrass State.